Hello everyone, so welcome to my course on Laplace transforms. Today we will see how Laplace behaves with the integrals. In the last session we saw how Laplace behaves with the derivatives, and we saw that Laplace of the derivative of a function depends on the Laplace of the original function with some modification like multiplying by s, s square, s cube and so on. Same thing when you have some integration, nice integration, then if I want to find its Laplace, then its Laplace also depends on the Laplace of the original function. So precisely the theorem says if Laplace of f of t is f of s, then Laplace of integral 0 to t f of tau d tau, well you can write t also, but already I am using t, therefore I am using a different variable tau, then integral of the function, integral means 0 to t, is nothing but f of s. You simply divide the original Laplace by s. So that's what the theorem says. Okay, so Laplace for integral is nothing but 1 by s times the Laplace of the original function. And if I want to take the inverse, then what do I have? Laplace inverse of 1 upon s f of s is nothing but you simply integrate Laplace inverse of this. So that's what the Laplace inverse of this quantity is. So I will take 4 examples. On first 2 examples I will play with the Laplace of integral, and next 2 examples I will play with the Laplace inverse. Okay, so let's go one by one. So let's take the simple example first. I want to find what is Laplace of this integral. So whenever you have integral that to 0 to t, you take this theorem of Laplace integration. So what does the theorem says? It is nothing but 1 by s Laplace of the function, which is nothing but e raised to 2t sine of 7t. And I know whenever you have exponential into the picture, that too as a product, we think of the first shifting theorem. So what is the Laplace of this? You ignore exponential. What is left? Laplace of sine 7t, which is nothing but 7 upon s square plus 7 square. So this is the Laplace of sine 7t, but then I'm multiplying by exponential function. So first shifting theorem says you simply shift your s by s minus a units. So this will become s minus 2 the whole square. So you had s square, you replace your s square by s minus 2 the whole square. So this is the Laplace for this function. Okay, now let's involve derivative or the differential equation into the picture. So now consider this initial value problem. You need to solve this differential equation. Now one way is you simplify this, integrate this, and then you use the standard method of our differential equations. If you do not want to solve this, well, currently this is an easy integral, but even if you have complex integral, then it becomes difficult to solve. So in such a scenario, Laplace are always useful. So if I apply Laplace on both sides, what is Laplace of y prime? It is s into Laplace of y minus y of 0. Y of 0 is 0. I am not writing it. Plus 8 into y of s is equal to, what is Laplace of integral? It is nothing but 1 upon s Laplace of the original function. So this is what I have. Now what is this quantity? Y of s into s plus 8 equal to 1 by s. What is this? Whenever you have the product of sine and cos, you look for sine 2 theta. What is sine 2 theta? 2 sine theta cos theta. So this will become sine of 2 theta, means sine of 60 divided by 2, because 2 is missing over here. So this is what I have. So ultimately this is what we get. Laplace of sine is nothing but 6 upon s square plus 36. Now you take this in the denominator and take the Laplace inverse. So your y of s becomes 3 upon this 3 product. Again, whenever you see product in the denominator, partial fraction. So if I write this as a upon s plus bs plus c upon s square plus 36 plus d upon s plus 8. And if I solve this, this is what I have, provided my calculations are correct. Now once you do the partial fraction, you take the Laplace inverse. So what is y of s? Its Laplace inverse is y of t. This is equal to 1 by 96, because Laplace inverse of 1 by s is 1. This is Laplace inverse of s upon s square plus 36, which is cos of 60, and here you have sine of 60. So this is what the solution is. So this is how you can use Laplace of derivative and integral to solve a complex differential equations. Now let's take some examples on the Laplace inverse. Suppose I want to find Laplace inverse of 1 upon s into s minus 9. See, again you can see the product, you can go by partial fraction. But one more way is there. Whenever there is only 1 upon s in the picture, you can think of the integral. Why? Because Laplace inverse of 1 upon s f of s is nothing but integration of this function, whose Laplace is this. Okay, so here if I have 1 upon s, you ignore this 1 upon s. If I ignore this 1 upon s, what is the Laplace inverse? It is nothing but integration 0 to t. I have to integrate a function whose Laplace is 1 upon s minus 9, which is nothing but e raised to 9 tau d tau. So whenever you have 1 upon s into the picture and product, one way is by partial fraction, Another way is convolution, that we will see in our coming lectures, and this is one more method of integration. So whenever you have 1 upon s, you ignore your 1 upon s. See what is left. Okay, 1 upon s minus 9. You know whose Laplace is this? It is nothing but e raised to 9 tau. So you integrate this, and what is integration of this? E raised to 9 tau upon 9, and when I apply the limits, 1 upon 9 e raised to 90 minus 1, e raised to 0 is 1. Do not forget this one. Okay, so this is how you find the Laplace inverse of given function. So whenever you have 1 upon s, you think of Laplace of an integral. So this will help you most of the times. Okay, let me take one more example and then I will give you some homework problems. Suppose I want to find Laplace inverse of this quantity. Now here again, if you observe, you can take out your s common. So if I take out my s common over here, I have 1 upon s into s square plus 16. Again I have 1 upon s. Yes, 1 upon s is there. So you ignore this as if now. Can you give me a function whose Laplace is this 1 upon s square plus 16? Kind of you can give me. What to do? You have to multiply by 4 over here. So you have 1 by 4 and 4. So this is the adjustment I am doing over here. Now this is 1 by 4. What is Laplace inverse of this quantity? You ignore your s. What is this? You integrate integral 0 to t. What is this? This is nothing but sine of 4 tau. So if I now integrate this, I get my answer and it comes out to be. So this is what the answer you get. So as you can see, whenever you have 1 upon s and you want to find Laplace inverse, think of Laplace of integration. It will help you most of the times. If it doesn't, partial fraction is already there with you. So I hope all the things are clear. Let me give you now some practice problems. So here are the 3 examples. First 2 is on Laplace inverse, third one is on Laplace of integral. So solve them and tell me the answer. For third one, I will tell you first what to do is you first find for, you remove one s from here. So you find for s square and s, and then you use the above technique, and then you go for 1 upon s cube into s square. So that is the hint for the second question. Okay, so now I hope you understood the lecture and now you are comfortable with solving this kind of problems. If yes, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.